Hello! Today we're going to be learning how to use watercolor masking fluid. The first thing you always want to do, well, not always, but most of the time, is to sketch out your general drawing. I did this drawing as kind of an ode to St. Patty's Day last weekend, and I usually draw out with a pencil, a fine pencil, and then I actually usually take some eraser and I erase a little bit. You want to lay down any base layers that you're going to want to potentially show through whatever you want to mask off. Masking fluid is used to stop pigment from an area, but if you'd like to do a little pigment over an area that has a little bit of a background, you're going to want to do that background first. So I laid down the general shape of my landscape here in very light colors before adding my masking fluid. And before you add any masking fluid, you need to make sure that your paper is completely dry. Usually you want to just wait for it to dry, but I kind of forced it a little bit because I wanted to get this done. You're going to want to use a brush that you don't care too much about. You can immediately wash this and 99% of the time it's fine, but sometimes the masking fluid is kind of like a rubber cement type fluid, and sometimes it gunks up the brush too much to repair it, and you just want to place that on the paper in a thin layer. You want to make sure you coat the paper completely, otherwise you will get streaks where the pigment will seep through, but completely coat the area that you want to mask off so that none of your layers that you're going to put on top of it are going to show through. I use masking fluid when I am preserving a whole area that I want to put really bright colors or really light colors that the underneath colors would otherwise really affect. And you can just try to be very careful, but I'm a little more haphazard, so I like to use masking fluid when I want precision, but I don't want to have to kind of be really careful. So you go ahead and put that everywhere you want, and I think you might be getting an idea of what this might be, but we'll go ahead and keep working on this. Once you've put the masking fluid on the paper, you need to make sure this completely dries. The best way to do this is just to let this dry overnight. But if you don't let it dry, it could either gunk up your brush, or it could seep through or get into the other areas, but just make sure it's completely dry, and then you can go ahead and do the rest of your painting that you want to be kind of in the background or not the area that you've masked off. So we'll go ahead and get kind of our background painted here. Once you have your background set, you get to peel. Oh yeah! You want to do this in a couple different ways. A lot of people don't like to use their fingers because of the oils it can leave on the paper, but you know, I like to throw caution to the wind sometimes. You can also get kind of rubber spatula type things or double-ended rubber spatulas to do this, but if you're lucky enough, you'll get a nice string that you can pull off like that. Go ahead and just rub this off in whatever fashion you'd like to until it's completely gone. Anything that's left over will continue to mask it behind, so if you're trying to get a nice fluid pigment in that area you've masked off, you don't want to ruin that by leaving some. So you'll see I was able to preserve the white here in a way where now these really vibrant colors like red aren't being completely muted by the background greens. And go ahead and just finish your painting, and that's how you use masking fluid. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.